How's that? Better? How about that one? That should be it. That should be even better. How's that? There we go. Now I hear myself, so that's good. That's a good sign. That should be it. That should okay. How's that? Where's that playing from? Myself, so that's right here. All right, that can go. What up, Adam? Chris? Hi, everybody. Keaton, everybody's here. Look at this. So, So I have not rooted in a while. Let's see. Why am I not seeing? There we go. There's the chat. The chat's on the side now. Got that worked out. Excellent. Excellent. We are well on our way. XDA Robin. No, Chris, I don't think I need any help. It's been a while. It's definitely been a while. It's definitely been a while, but I think I'm still in good shape. I think if memory serves, I should be okay. First thing I want to do, though, is see if I can get another camera angle. So let's see if I can start a conversation with myself here. Me. Cool. And let's see. So if we join this as a video call. Alrighty. And we should see. Join this hangout. Perfect. Muting myself here. Perfect. And we need to flip this camera around. There we go. Looks like we're getting somewhere. There we go. Okay. So, I'm going to need to back this up a little, but let's do this over here. Don't mind how dirty this is. I'm going to just wipe it off. Hang on, I'm not paying attention to the chat. Just give me a second. Alrighty, so I think we should be able to do this, or, I mean, I'm going to need a cable for sure. Oh, I left it's in my other coat. Hang on. Oh, wait. In here? Good boy. All right. So yeah, I had left all my cables in my pockets from I went to the Women's March the other week. So I brought a bunch of cables with me so that phone stayed alive. Oh, you're watching from your Robin. I am not on a custom ROM. I'm on a completely stock. I'm on a completely stock experience right now. Let's see if I can show you this other camera angle. We're going to add a window capture here. And we're going to capture Hangouts. This is like a total weird workaround, but I think it should work. Oh, whoops. That's the wrong one. There we go. All right, let's make this a little smaller here. And we'll crop it. And we'll crop in here. And then we've got another little camera angle that I can go ahead and sit right above me here of the device itself. We'll move the chat up a little bit here. And we should be good to go. How do we want to do this? Let's just put this one here for now. So we've got device display. So that should be okay. There we go. So you can see we've got a Nextbit Robin here off, completely turned off. This is one of the gray Nextbit Robins. I'm not planning on editing this video. I'm planning on uploading this completely as is. No editing. I'm not going to be playing any music here today because I don't want any copyright strikes or anything of that nature. What I do want, I have Lineage downloaded. What I do want to do is just stick this on YouTube as a VOD and then call it a day. Okay, so that's not going to work if I minimize the window, is it? Dadoy. Okay, so that window is up and open. So let's get started. So this is, like I said, not going to be edited. This is just going to be a VOD. Maybe if the VOD performs well, I'll do another one on it. But we're gonna treat this as if we've never done any routing or anything like that at all before. And that's all there is to it. So the first thing that we need to do is make sure that our device is able to be accessed. So if you just turn on the device, it boots up normally, but that is not what we need right now. What we need is to boot into fast boot mode. God, this is such a great device, though. It feels so good in the hand. I just wish the hardware were better overall. So as it's booting, I just want to boot it up, show you we're running stock Android here. Stock Android. Excuse me, not stock Android. Stock Robin here. We're running just whatever came on this Robin. I think I've updated it a month or two ago, a little while ago. So it is, I believe, the most recent version of the software. But in order to get our own software onto this device, there's a few things that we need to do. So first and foremost, we need to unlock the bootloader. The bootloader is what says, hey, we're running the right thing here. We're doing this right. You know what? Since I'm doing, let's just make this a little bigger here because the phone really matters. There, we'll put this over here. So you can see we've got stock Nextbit software on here. It's not my favorite software on an Android device, but it's not the worst either. I think they left a lot of things alone, which I'm happy about. But I don't care for the cloud storage stuff. I really hate this like white look here. This just sucks. So I'm not a fan. Actually, you know what? You know what we need to do? Let's play this even smarter than we're playing it right now. Let's get ourselves just a second camera. I'll use the camera on my computer. site, and we'll use this. We'll use this baby for this, and then we'll use this one for the camera, or for the phone, I mean. So let's see. We're going to put this baby here, and then we've got this baby here. Where'd you go? Why are you not working? Where? What? What? Oh, there I am. Ha ha! Okay. Okie dokie. Oh my god, that's really funny. Okay, so let's see if I can get this working a little bit better now. Now that we've got this set up here. All right, there we go. Now we're talking. All right, so now you should be able to see what's going on here. All right. You can see my crotch. You can see what's going on here. Got this device here. Excellent. Oh, that's much better. That's a billion times better. Okay, cool. No, I don't play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! No, I'm not tired. I'm good. I'm good, man. How are you? I'm good. So this is definitely, and like I planned for this as much as possible. Downloaded the stuff, you know. But it's really just kind of going to be a stream of consciousness type stream. I believe we've got Lineage downloaded already. Here's Lineage. And then, okay, so let's go grab the rest of the stuff that we're going to need. So we are going to need a custom recovery. So I've been using Team Win Recovery Project for a while. We're going to need the Robin version of this recovery. And while we're doing this, I'm going to go ahead and turn this device off. And we'll download Team Win for, what's the most recent one we've got here? It's like last year in June was the last time we got a new Team Win image. That's fine. And I believe I've already downloaded the Google Apps, or haven't I? No, I've not. So we're also going to need the Google Apps. So one of the best places to go on the internet for routing any kind of information, custom stuff pertaining to Android, if you don't know this already, is XDA. XDA has been around for years and years now. They also have a YouTube channel. Roni is great. I've watched his stuff. Oh, wow, the snow. It's really snowing now. So XDA is kind of where I go for things of this nature. Let me do us all a favor here. And can I zoom in on this? Can I just... Ugh, I hate this angle. I hate this angle, guys. There we go. That's a little better. Marginally better. At least you can see my my 3DS now, and a little bit of the monitor itself. So XDA is where I go for information, for learning things, for good places, for communities, and they split up their communities by device. So you can see here behind the picture-in-picture, we've got the Robin page on XDA. And they've got information, just like, you know, my device is acting weird, general things, questions, Q&A, troubleshooting, things of that nature. And then all the way down here you see Robin development and Robin original Android development. So right under original, you can see Lineage. This is a thread pertaining to Lineage. And for those of you who don't know, Lineage is basically what is succeeding the very, very popular Cyanogen mod. So all that code is winding up here. Oh, look at this. We've also got a touch version of the recovery, so maybe we should download this one. how new is this? March 2016, so it's not any newer. Okay, cool. So this is just a sticky thread. That's fine. Cool. All right, so we must have the new one. This thread is from December last year, and again, I'm doing this as kind of a stream of consciousness because this is kind of what I go through every time I do this, and this is a good rule of thumb, good thing to be in the practice of doing. If you're going to do something like this, if you're going to futz with your device, you really want to make sure that you're not going to fuck it up. This is a great device to do this with for a few reasons, primarily among them. Nextbit does us a huge favor and covers bricked devices. So even if you're doing this, and you mess up and your device doesn't work anymore, this is one of the few devices on the market that you can actually get away with doing that to and not having to buy a new device. They'll send you, they'll replace it for you. Even if you bricked it, you can unlock the bootloader, do anything you want to do. So right now, what we're doing is we're just getting ready, getting all of our stuff together. There's a little bit of terminal action in here, so if you've never done anything in the terminal, I suggest that before you start doing things like this, this is where I started, so this is how I learned how to do these things kind of by trial and error. But if you're going to be working in the terminal, in a command line, I highly recommend that you get yourself familiar, accustomed with it, feeling comfortable with the command line before you start doing things like this, because you can brick a device that isn't an Nextbit device, and you might wind up not being very happy about it. So the next thing that you're going to need to make sure that you have is the Android development environment. And the way you do that is, so you don't need everything here, you just really need the platform tools. So download Android SDK. So the tools that you're going to want from the SDK are, we don't want Android Studio, that's not what we're looking for here. What we are looking for is, let's see, oh man, they move things around a lot here. Studio, there we go, just the command line tool. So if you're on Windows, you're going to need this one here. If you're on Mac, you just need this one. And then once you're in here, you're going to go into your tools, and under tools, you're going to see Android. And Android is the basically the little helper app that you get along with the Android SDK that's going to pull all the tools, all the stuff that you need. And you can see this goes all the way back to old school Android. It's got all the old APIs, and the most recent API version is up here, API 25. But we don't need this. We do not need this right now. This is the build for 7.1.1. That's not what we're up to right now. We just need the SDK tools, which I believe we've downloaded separately already, right directly from the site right here. So let's actually just see what comes in these if you're downloading, because I've had this installed on my computer for a while now. So let's see what exactly these include. Because if this includes all of the platform tools that you need, then you can skip this step in the SDK manager. You shouldn't need to download anything else. Let's see what we've got here. No, you'll still need to do that. Cool. So these command line tools only include the tools folder that you saw me open a minute ago in Finder right here. It includes this folder, and then you open up Android, and then you can download the platform tools. You can download everything else that you need. And the important bits that we need are right here, ADB and fastboot. These are the two important commands that we're going to need for this process. ADB is the Android debug bridge, and this allows you to do all kinds of really cool stuff with your device just through the command line. Just through the command line. So this will let you do things like wipe the device, pull and push devices, sync things to a directory, get to a shell. What is it? A shell script? No, a shell. Maybe someone in the chat can remind me what that's called. A shell instance. I don't know. And this is going to let you do. This is also what lets you do things like side loading. So if you want to side load something you're trying to flash without actually putting it on the device, you can plug it into your computer, ADB side load, and it will load that package on the device. If at any time with either of these commands you forget what the commands are, how to use them, what to do, you can just double click on them, and that'll open up the executable in terminal, and it'll show you the contents of this particular executable. So for example, ADB, when you click on ADB and just open it up, it opens up in terminal and gives you a list of all the commands. Let's show you just another quick way, really quick, how to do this. Now, I'm doing this lazily. Again, if you're not comfortable, familiar with the command line, you want to be familiar with the command line before you do something like this, at the very least on a basic level. So what I would strongly suggest you do is, well, I don't know what that is. I strongly suggest that you check out the command line crash course. This is by a gentleman named Zed Shaw, and I think he's just fantastic. It's he has written one of the few ways that I've actually been able to learn any code. I've done almost all of Learn Python the hard way. When I kind of graduated from that, it got much harder for me because code is just not my bag. But the command line crash course, and this is where this starts, is Learn Unix the hard way. I don't know if he, here it is. The command line crash course is a free program that you can find right here online. Just Google command line crash course Zed Shaw. And this is basically all the basics, all the things that you need to know to be able to move around, do stuff, copy things, change directories, etc., etc. So if you're not 100% comfortable with command line, this is a great way to get there. And I just want to do a few of these things the old, long way so you can see them here as well. So I'm doing this lazily. So what we're doing here in the terminal, when you just first open up terminal for the first time, this is really important. You're going to need to remember to do these things. You want to make these things muscle memory, okay? So I'm going to type ls, and I can see what I've got in this folder by typing ls. cd is going to change the directory for me, so I'm going to do cd, and I'm going to drag this folder in here. Again, this is the lazy way. The way that the command line sees this would be actually giving it that path. So you can see ls opening it up just opens you up right to home. So changing to the directory, what we're actually doing here by dragging this in is putting all this text into the terminal. If you want to do this the long way, you can, and I encourage that. That's one of the things that really gets you comfortable with the command line is typing these things out, these long ones, and making sure that you're not making typos, because typos are going to be the thing that's going to screw you over the most with forgetting a period here or a slash there, right? But I'm going to do this the lazy way. So cd, now we're in that folder. How do we know for sure? Let's check. Let's hit ls, and now we can see all the things that are inside this folder. So you can see we've got ADB, we've got fastboot, we've got the same stuff that's in this folder right here in the Finder. All the Finder's doing is executing these commands underneath the hood and then making it look pretty for you when you're actually using the computer, right? Next thing we're going to do real quick is open up fastboot and do the same that we did with ADB. Take a quick look at fastboot and see what we can do here with it. This is a little bit different from ADB in that what this is for the sort of in-between. When the device isn't on, it's not actually operational. It's like one level below that. It's still a device. It knows it's a device. It can still accept commands. It can still do stuff. But it's not actually on and running the software, etc. So this is how you would do things like flash the bootloader, flash the recovery, flash the wipe the cache, flash the radio, all of that stuff. That's how you would do this, right? And that's all contained within fastboot. Now, I made a folder on my desktop called Robin Flash, and these two commands here are the two that I'm going to need the most. So I'm going to just go ahead and copy those over here so that we don't have to keep bouncing folders back and forth or referencing an executable that is somewhere else on the computer. I'm going to want to point the terminal window to one folder and then just leave us in that folder for the rest of the time that we're working here, right? So you can see here we've already got Lineage. We still need to download. Let's grab a Nextbit. Didn't I just download this? Oh yeah, there's TeamWin. There we go. I thought so. I thought I just downloaded this. All right. So we've got our, no, we don't need the tools right now. We do need to download one more thing. We've got Team Win Recovery Project here. And we're also going to need a link to the Google Apps. There we go. And we're just going to use OpenGApps here. I've had a pretty good experience with it. And our device, oh geez, what stuff do we need for a Nextbit Robin? Let's see. Nextbit Robin, OpenGApps. So Google is, anyone who's messing with code in any capacity, Google's your best friend, okay? Google is your friend. If someone, this is like the best thing you could possibly learn. Johnny's onto something there too, Stack Overflow, for the same reason. Thank you, Chris. If you're not sure, it's okay. There is someone else on the internet who had the same exact problem as you did. Just Google it. That's the first thing you want to get really comfortable, really good at, is doing your own research. Someone else has had the same experience you're having right now, more often than not, more likely than not. This isn't the first time someone's encountered this issue. So Google's your friend. Google is there to get you to the places like XDA, like Stack Overflow, like Reddit, any of those online communities that know what they're doing. And for the most part, people are really, really, really happy to help. For example, like Chris here in the chat. Thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate it. So now that we've got that downloaded, we're going to pop that into this folder here as well. And then we're actually going to get started with the device because we've got everything that we need here. Let's pop open the Lineage zip real quick so we can show you what's inside that Lineage zip. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to boot my Robin into recovery mode by holding the volume down button and power button while it's off. It should vibrate real hard, and then you'll see recovery mode right here. This is kind of hard to do because it's upside down. I've got to figure out a better way to do this. But so here in recovery mode, you've got power off, restart, recovery, and fast boot. Excuse me, this is fast boot. Recovery is what we're going to be flashing very shortly. Using the volume keys, you can cycle through those, and then the power button is going to say yes or no. So that we could power it off right now, just put it back to exactly where it was. You could restart the device, pop it into recovery, or put it into fast boot. We're going to put it into fast boot mode because that's what we need. That's where it is anyway. That's what it boots into. So let's grab a cable and let's get this baby plugged in. On the device, if you haven't enabled USB debugging and you're in fast boot mode, it's possible the device, or it won't see your device, but there are times where sometimes even if you have enabled USB debugging, your computer won't see the device. In case that happens, and it might happen here, just gotta reboot it, turn it off, and then back on. It should be okay if you're running, if you've got USB. So let's open up a terminal window. Let's open up a fresh one. And all right, from here, let's move us into this folder, right? So we can see what our path is here. So let's do this the long way. So on a Mac, tilde is your home. So we're going to go home/desktop/flashing/Robin flash. JK. Users mark desktop flashing. Oh, right. Robin flash has a space in it. Let's go ahead and get rid of the space and the word flash, and we'll do that again. So right here, you can hit up to execute the same exact command again. We'll just delete those last few characters, and then we'll try again, and there we go. Success. Let's hit LS and make sure we're in the right place. Yep, we've got ADB and we've got fast boot. Now, if you're doing this on Windows, you should be able to just, in the terminal or in a shell script on your computer, you shouldn't need to append this, but since we're on a Mac and Unix works a little bit differently, we're going to need to append a period and a slash before our commands. So for example, if we were to run ADB like that, we need that period and slash. If we're just going to hit ADB, it's not going to do anything. Oh, voice is out of sync with the video? Thank you for the heads up, dude. Let's see if I can put a delay on that, baby. Audio. Push to mute delay, sample. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm really out of sync. Oh, that's weird. What happens if I point, am I in sync if I point to this one? If I talk to la 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 la, la la, la la. Oh yeah, that's weird. I'm in sync with this camera, but not the other camera. That's odd. That's really odd. Huh? Oh, there we go. Well, I don't know how we can fix that. Let's see. Maybe we can refresh it somehow. Is that better? That's a little better. Not by much. Sync offset. So my off. How's that? Is that a little better? Let's increase that offset a little more. How's that? I'm only going by a few milliseconds here. Georgios, you are correctly on time. How is that? That's worse. That's worse. Let's go 20. How's that? That's close enough, right? Why don't we just go 40 and call it a day? Is that a little better? I think that's close enough. Okay, cool. Ugh, I know. I just hate things not being perfect. You guys know this. If you've been watching for a while, you know this. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to need to do is unlock this bootloader, because this bootloader has not yet been unlocked. But we want to make sure, what's up, Mini-Man? We want to make sure that the device can see, or our computer can see our device. So let's go ahead and run fastboot devices. Excellent. So our device, or our computer can see one device. That's this one right here, E1A8C9AA. That's the one. That's this Robin right here. So if we unplug this baby and we run fastboot devices again, nothing. Jack squat, dirt, nothing, nada. Zip, zero, zilch, right? So now that we know we can see the device, that's great news. Let's go fastboot, and for example, let's do this really quick just to take a look. Let's open up fastboot, and we'll take a look at the commands that we're going to run here right now. First thing we're going to do is unlock the bootloader. Okay, so you can see right here, flashing, under flashing. So get unlockability, get unlock bootloader, all these things. What we're trying to do under flashing is lock and unlock. Most devices come locked, and we want to unlock that. That's going to let us flash stuff onto the device. So, fastboot, flashing, unlock, and we're done, but it failed, and OEM unlock is not allowed. That's why. So we want to make sure that OEM unlock is allowed. So let's go to recovery. I think there's going to be a setting there that we need to turn on. Allow OEM unlock Robin. And while that's booting, I'm just going to do a quick Google search just to make sure. Reboot, apply update, wipe data, factory reset, wipe the cache partition. Let's see. I also want to make a quick mention. Yeah, it's kind of complicated. No, it doesn't come with an unlock bootloader, but it does come with, like, the warranty doesn't get voided if you unlock the bootloader. Wow, 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 wow. Fastboot devices. How do I enable OEM unlock? I think I got to do it in the system. So let's go ahead and just boot to the system. Yeah, it's in the system. See, look at this. Chris, thank you so much, Chris. Thanks, guys. Cool. So last time I booted the device, I should have booted all the way in, popped into the settings, and you'll see this stuff like this will have, like, there's 1,800 things. Like, don't get discouraged. If it's not working, there's a reason why. Slow down, look at the steps, especially if like, this is really hard for me. Like, my head moves at a mile a minute. It's really, really hard for me to remember little bits and bobs of details, things here and there. And things like this escape me all the time. So I used to get really, really frustrated. So I would try and do something and I couldn't figure out why it didn't work. And I didn't know what I was looking for, what solution I was looking for. Yeah, I see this right here. That's exactly what you said, Chris. Did you like write this, Chris? Chumpus, is this you? Are you? That's funny. That's really funny. It's okay. It's okay. You're gonna make a mistake. It's a learning process. Just be kind to yourself. It's no big deal. So let's pop into the settings here. And oh, we don't even have developer app. Apparently, I haven't even used this too much at all. And we want to go to, what is it, the kernel? No, build. There we go. All right, so we got developer options going. They're on. Let's allow OEM unlocking. Excellent. Allow it. Enable the USB debugging. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right, I think we're good now. So let's go ahead and turn this baby off. Oh, nice, Chris. Awesome. That's fantastic. Well, thanks for hanging out. I hope mine is as good as yours. Oh, that's my computer. That's why this angle is weird. Right. So now that the device is off, see, now we just got to do the same thing again. No big deal. No big deal. Just had to make one small adjustment, and then we're in good shape. So now that we're back here, let's go fast boot devices. Let's make sure we see it. Cool. Fast boot. Flashing unlock. Okay, success. And now you should, almost every single device will give you some sort of a prompt like this, asking you, hey, this could really fuck up your shit. It could really fuck it up. Be careful. And that's okay. So we're going to say yes, unlock the bootloader, and wipe the phone. That's the other really important thing here. If you've not unlocked your bootloader, unlocking your bootloader is going to wipe your device completely gone. Yes, Georgios, I am going to lose the Nextbit Cloud, but I don't use it. I don't think it's terribly useful. I don't know. I don't think it's very useful. But I could be wrong about that, because I'm used to having a large device. Your device has been unlocked. Let's continue the boot. We'll continue booting in 5 seconds. That's good, man. I want you to. I want you to do that. It's exactly what I want you to do. You're nailing it. You're nailing it. One second here. I'm trying to get a link to the broadcast. Stop. Stop. Dope. Cool. So there should be a tweet from Robin from the Nextbit account shortly. Yeah, I hope. There we go. So this is the Robin is small. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna feel like I miss it or not, but we'll see, guys. By the way, I already meditated today. Awesome. Awesome possum. Awesome possum sauce. Cool. So now that we are unlocked, we can see this is completely clean. Let's go ahead and shut the baby back down. And now I'm going standard. Standard. All right, so let's go. Cool. And we'll go to fast boot. So the next thing we need to do is flash recovery. So let's, again, just for the sake of anyone who doesn't know or anyone who's still learning, I know it's hard to learn, and because it helps me remember, let's pop into fast boot. And then you'll see here, where is it? So flash partition, and then the file name, right? So what we're going to be doing is there like a really handy list of partitions that I can show you of Android partitions, right? So for any of you who don't know, there are multiple partitions on your device. There's all kinds of different chunks of space that your device can use to put stuff in, including boot, cache, recovery, system, user data, things of that nature. What we want to do is flash the bootloader. The recovery. We want a custom recovery. We want recovery not to look like what it looked like a minute ago here. We want the recovery to look like Team Win, to give us the ability to do a bunch of other really cool stuff, right? So what we're going to do is follow this convention: flash, partition, and then the file name. So that means that we know that we want to flash the recovery. So we're going to say fastboot flash recovery, and then we need the file name. And again, I'm going to do this the easy, lazy way. This is the Team Win Recovery Project 3.0.2.-1, and then it's got the code name for the device, which is Ether. This is the system image that we're going to need to flash. You could type this, but just to avoid typos and things of that nature, Clockwork just doesn't, I don't think it gets updated very much anymore. Like, Kush has been focusing on his like actual apps. He just hasn't been doing much in the rooting community, and that's part of the reason why I haven't done this in so long too, is I don't see as much of a need to as I used to. So that's that. So fastboot flash recovery, and we've got the root to the image there. So let's hit enter and see what we get. Looking good. Looks like that worked. Okay, sending recovery was okay, writing recovery was okay, and it says we're finished. So let's go ahead and do a wait, no, that's not the right command. I want to reboot and see, look, I have to do this all the time. Oh, reboot dash bootloader. Reboot the device into the bootloader. So between commands, I like to reboot just for safety's sake. I don't know why, it makes me feel better. Let's go, there we go. And then you'll see the device flash off and then back on, okay? So now we're back into the bootloader. Now that we flashed the recovery, let's pop in a recovery here and see what recovery looks like. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Excellent. This is great news. We are on the right track. We are getting there. We're getting there. So we've got Team Win Recovery Project here. Let's allow modifications. Team Win Recovery Project is fantastic. It's really, really frequently updated. It gives you a ton of information, and it lets you do really cool things like backups and restores. So, geez, God, it's upside down, guys. It's upside down. Oh my God. Okay, there we go. So you can see here, we can do Nandroid backups now. We can do all kinds of really cool stuff. So if we wanted to, we could hit backup, and you can see it gives you the options of what we want to back up. Let me make this screen a little bit bigger so you guys can see. There we go. And I'll put my, why don't I do this? I'll put my Finder and my fastboot cheat sheet behind there so that you guys don't know when I'm cheating. Ha-ha! Now you just see the terminal and my browser window and a better view of this baby. So you can choose folders to back up, where you want to store them, all that stuff. and hit swipe, and it'll do a full backup. And what that means is, like, this isn't just like, oh, here's your stuff set aside in a folder. This is a complete image file backup of what's happening on the device right now at this moment. That means the boot, the system image, the data, the cache. You can include all of those things in there. It's not going to include things like the recovery. It's not going to include other like device level stuff. Well, I mean, it can if you want to, but I don't believe it'll actually flash the partition on the way back. I don't think you can back up a recovery like that because you're actually in the recovery. Maybe Chris can correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Thank you, Chris, for even being here. Jeez, Chris, just like show up to these things all the time. So let's go back here. Now that we know that we've got this installed, we've got all kinds of other things, file manager, we can do themes, we've got a terminal built in to TeamWin as well. And here's also where you're going to do an ADB side load. So if you have something on your computer that you don't have room for on your device, or you don't... Oh, geez, that was like the loudest. My heater just went on. It was so loud. You can do that here. Great. Now we know we've got that in good shape. But what we're going to do is go ahead and use... Let's go and reboot to the bootloader. So now that we've got a custom recovery, this recovery is going to let us do the rest of the work that we need to do. So the next thing we will flash is... Oh, that's not good. Cool. So, flash all. Can we do a flash all? So this is not a stock download. If the device supports locks and that's it. Okay, let's... I think we can get away since this is a... Well, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Let's see if this works. Flash all. Oh, wait, excuse me. Fast boot flash all, and then let's give it the Lineage zip. Neither P product specified nor Android product out set. All right, so what are we missing here? What are we missing? What did we not do? Let's solve this problem together. So we've got Google Apps for us for after we've installed that. We've got this. We've got, what did we miss? We've got the recovery installed. We've got we've already done this. See, these are instructions on how to install it from your computer or from the device, which is fine, but that's not what I'm looking to do. I want to install this not as an update zip, although maybe... What are we missing? What are we missing? What are we missing? Let's just slow down and take a quick look. Do we need to flash system here? Let's see. What do you got for me, Chris? Oh, did I not? No, I didn't. You're absolutely right. Damn, I'm rusty. It's been a while. All right, so let's boot back into recovery here. I forgot to do a wipe while I was in recovery. That's what I did. Yeah, I don't do any over or underclocking or anything like that anymore. I do... Alrighty. Let's wipe everything. Failed. Failed to decrypt data. Oh, what? Enter password. It's asking me for a password, but I don't have a password. Or is it asking me to set the password? Password failed. Please try again. Yes. Formatting data. Done. May need to reboot recovery again. That's fine. So we will reboot to the bootloader and then give this another go. Okay. So let's give that another go then. Neither product specified nor Android product outset. What am I missing? Okay, so I downloaded the official build. Wah, 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 wah. Oh, yeah, you should, man. Hey, thank you for the sub, dude. If you're here. All right, so flash boot. Flash boot. Lineage. Sending. There we go. Could you afford not to be able to communicate for this duration? This isn't cool. You're on Google Home, but I don't miss it on my phone. Pretend this is your daily driver phone. I don't. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. I don't think Assistant is good enough for that. No. Okay, hang on a second. Error. Tried to send the boot partition. Failed. Data transfer failure. Okay. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben. That means a lot. That really means a lot. Okay, so what else are we missing here? Let's keep digging. This is going to happen like every time. I know I'm missing something. I know that I am missing something. But what is it? Bootloader's unlocked. Everything's white. Is it? Do I need to flash system? What am I missing? Oh, the device is booting? Why are you booting? Ugh, Chris, I know. Have a good night, E. I just am not, it's like it's not taking, so when I did flash all, it said I hadn't defined, see, this is great, like, look at this, guys. This is a perfect example of the community. Neither product specified nor Android product outset. At this point, I mean, I kind of agree with you, Chris. It's probably faster. Let's see. Let's see. Oh no, I'd be fine. Like I've done this on my primary device a billion times. Like it's not that big of a deal, really. Like I communicate primarily through web services already, anyway. So okay, there we go. All right, sending system failed. Undefined error 0. No, stop. Options. Fast boot. I'm determined to do it this way. Fast boot devices. Okay, so we see the device. Fast boot. Flash. Sending. There we go. I think that was the right command. No, failed. The data transfer keeps failing. Jean-Luc, I very well may. What am I missing? How to flash Lineage. Yay, we're all learning together. Oh god. So what am I missing? It's not boot. It's not system. Unlock bootloader. Alright, I'm gonna try flashing boot one more time. If this doesn't work, I'll switch to recovery. I'll do it the other way. Not a fan of doing it that way. Doesn't make me feel as cool. So I considered doing a stream on the Windows side of my computer with the toolkit, but like, I don't want to do the toolkit. Like, I feel like we should have to learn the hard stuff, no? Like, because like, I don't know, man. Like, there's so much stuff. Like, it's all getting obfuscated under the hood. Like, we gotta know how to do this stuff. Sending boot. Then it keeps rebooting. I'm sure Manuel's fine. Later, E. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Much appreciate. Much appreciate. Oh, I don't feel that much about it. I don't feel that strongly. I just feel like if you're gonna, like, of all things, like, if you're gonna mess with your phone, like, at least know what you're messing with. Like, don't just use a toolkit, you know? But now that this is taking 800 years, because I'm not sure about what I'm flashing incorrectly, I think we're going to do this the way Chris suggested, where I'm gonna move the files, because that's basically what happens anyway. It's just I'm doing it the slow way. I'm going to move the files to the device itself. I don't understand why it keeps rebooting, though. I'm going to try and move something to it. Oh, really? What's it built on top of? Like, what version of Linux? OS. What's going on? Okay. All right, let's rock over to recovery and see if we can get this baby working. Oh. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. How's the app support on it? What version of Ubuntu? Because I've had an Ubuntu install before. There's just so much that you don't get, you know? And I don't really care about Mac apps in particular, like Apple's apps, but I do care about good native apps. That's what I really care about. Storage. Alrighty. Where is it though? Enable MTP. Okay. Nice. Okay, so now oh god. Sierra's disk utility, what the fuck is this? Oh man. Gross. So why don't we just do this while we're here? Let's just do an ADB push to the root. Can we do that from here? Oh, I gotta tell it where to go. Cool. So what I did instead was, instead of attempting to flash it through fastboot, I booted into recovery and I just used the command adb push, used the current path of the zip that we're trying to flash, and then for the you need to give two commands for ADB. So for ADB to push, you need to tell it where you're pushing from and where you're pushing to, like the destination. So all I did was put a slash here, and that'll just put it at the root. I'm sure Manuel's fine though, guys, by the way. Just saying. All right, so we're at 70% of transferring that zip. So this will go much more simply and more easily now that we are just going to put what we need on the device, because then we'll just be able to use TeamWin Recovery Project, go in, hit the button, and we're done. I was hoping to do this a more complicated way, but hopefully that demonstrated for you why the more complicated way is more complicated. All right, so we've got Lineage almost done. So the next thing we're going to need to do is do the same command, but with the OpenGApps file that we've got here that we downloaded from the web. And then after installing those two things, our Robin should be running Lineage. Thank you guys all so much for hanging out. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it and how great it is to like have a community here. I'm really stoked on this community that we're building. If you haven't checked out the Patreon, if you're new, there's a Patreon. It's for patrons. There's going to be a podcast that's only for the patrons. There's going to be all kinds of cool stuff, behind-the-scenes stuff. I'm going to be dumping all of my Snapchats. I'm going to just cut them together into like a video archive so patrons get access to like all of my old Snapchats and shit like that. So let's ADB push GApps to the device as well. Let that transfer over. Well, I would do it on my Pixel, but I don't think I need to do it on my Pixel. That's the thing. My main beef with what? My main beef with the what? Oh, okay, cool. My main beef with Robin is I don't think the software is there. Oh, really? Thank you, Chris. Is that just a bug, or should I have known that somehow? Thank you. That's really good to know. Okay, so we're just moving the stuff to the device right now, and Chris says let's not flash GApps immediately. We should boot the device first and go through the setup, because otherwise we're going to get stuck at the tap and go phase, which is no bueno, which is Spanish. But not good. So, look, I don't think rooting the Pixel is a waste. I don't think doing anything to the Pixel is a waste necessarily. And to be perfectly honest, I actually might just do it soon, because the battery life on this thing is so good, but I wonder how much better it could be. The only reason I haven't is because when I first got it, I completely forgot to leave the bootloader unlocked. Oh, Wicket, you're such a sleepy boogers. Can you see this kid? Can you see this kid over there? Wicket, you sleepy? Are you sleepy? Did you just get yourself all set up in there? Did you just, like, snuggle up on yourself? You're so cute. Okay. This should be done shortly. Let's see on my Pixel. Oh, I'm already doing that. Yeah, I haven't even done it. So maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. What all do I have on here that I can't afford to lose that I would need to back up in some capacity? A lot of my... This is a huge thing. If only someone had started a startup in 2012 to solve this problem. A lot of my game data doesn't sync. There's a lot of stuff here that I'll just lose my game data on. But, okay, cool. So we're done. We're going to open this up, and on the device itself now, we're just going to hit install. We're going to go look for, so all we did was put it right on the root of the device. So you'll see it on the root of the device. If you scroll up, you'll see Lineage. Grab that one, it's a nightly, and we are going to flash. And here we go. And it looks like it's going well. Checking the MD5 file, it's got a target. It did fail to mount dev block boot device. Unmount of data failed, no such volume. That's odd. That's a really good point, Georgios. Yeah, DOS is implemented, but that doesn't stop developers from not implementing DOS or implementing things that are not okay. Oh, do I have to mount the system? I guess I just have to wait for this to fail. Greenify will suppress apps that, for example, Polyforge I have installed on my Pixel. Polyforge constantly crashes. I haven't opened Polyforge in months. In like 2 months since I've opened Polyforge. And it still crashes on my device all the time. Okay, this is done. It couldn't do it. Unable to mount storage. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do that myself. Okay. Install, select storage. It doesn't mount to my computer either. No, don't reboot. What am I missing here, dude? Select storage. Internal storage. We're in the right place. Lineage. Zip verification, reboot. Spread again. Unable to mount storage. Yeah, presumably Georgios. That's my guess. Yeah, you can, Gaurav, but this is part of the thing. Oh, okay. Thanks, man, Chris. So, guys, again, have to reiterate: doing things like this, you shouldn't go into rooting or flashing or anything like this with the notion that you don't want to learn much of it, and that you don't know enough about it. You got to treat it as something that you're going to learn and do, not something that someone's going to help you do and then it's done. Because this is the kind of thing where you have to at least have enough basic knowledge to get yourself out of the mess. Otherwise, you're not going to be a happy camper for very long. For example, what's happening here, eventually, I would try and wipe again. You know, that's a thing I would eventually try and do. It's part of my troubleshooting process. But 99% of this is troubleshooting. Like, if someone sat down in front of me and took a stock device, and they magically were able to install exactly what they wanted to install the first try in a few minutes, I'd be so impressed. Like, I'd be really, really impressed with that person. But that isn't realistic, in my opinion. Even really great, I'm not a developer, but even really great developers, even people who are working at the command line on a daily basis, it takes a lot of practice and it takes a lot of muscle memory, brain muscle memory. So, Gaurav, to answer your question, yeah, you can revert back as if you never rooted it, but that's going to be a process for you every time. It's going to be a process just about every time. All right. I'm going to do an advanced wipe of literally everything. Show it there. Swipe to wipe. Unable to mount storage. What the fuck is going on? Why doesn't... Am I missing something? Like, is it the computer? Now, it wiped just fine. I wonder if it was just because the computer was plugged in still. Yeah, now it's wiping fine. That's so weird. I don't understand that. Okay, so let's try and install now. Whoa. Where is it? Where did our image go? What? Guys. Guys, where did it go? Oh, it just wiped it. Of course, I just wiped it. Dadoy. Dadoy. Okay. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. That's fine. So we're gonna ADB push these things back, but this time we'll push them to. Let's push these. Let's push that to the SD card folder. And then, so this time instead of just hitting the slash, I typed slash SD card. So now when I go back to look in here, and I go to install, it's not going to be in the top root, it's going to be in SD card right here. You can see it coming, you can see the files there. It's not completely finished yet. Okay, so now we should be closer. Should be a little bit closer. I agree, JoJo's. Yeah, and nightly builds can. I mean, look, you're definitely going to spend a certain amount of time doing this, for sure. For sure. Jeremy, I know. Yeah, I know. I know. Yep. That's the kind of absent-mindedness that happens in my head, though. So, it's okay. It's okay, you guys. It's okay. It's no problem. It's no problem. Superman not here. So we're gonna do a giveaway on the channel soon too, guys. Just so you know. If you haven't subbed, I'm giving away a pair of these. And these are Sennheiser Game Zeros. I'm giving away a few LIFX bulbs. I'm giving away, I think I'm giving away a Nextbit Robin. I'm giving away an old Huawei Mate 8, I think. I'm gonna give it, what else am I giving away? Yeah, I think that's it for now. But there's lots of stuff. Yeah, I don't feel great about toolkits. I just prefer to try and do it myself. I just don't like having to rely on anybody else if I don't have to, you know. Like this stuff, I'd be able to figure this out, but like it would probably take me a chunk of the day. You know, I'd be sitting trying to think about like having friends and people to talk to. Yeah, yes, Eddie, you got it. A Pixel. No, I don't think I can give away a Pixel right now, but maybe in the near future. Maybe in the near future. If we keep doing events like this and people keep enjoying them and showing up and the eyeballs stay, like I'll definitely be able to give away better stuff for sure. For sure. For sure. Alright, so I moved the... Which one got moved first? Oh, they both got moved. Cool. Excellent. Cool. Alright. Alright, so let's go flash this baby. There we go. No red, guys. No red. That's what you want to see. No red. So, did the same thing, went up to install, picked the file, and send it back. And the way I got the file on here is I just used the terminal command ADB push. And then selected the directory where I wanted it to go. So this is going to take a minute, and then the next, towards the end, the other thing that definitely takes a minute is booting back up for the first time. Definitely needs a little bit of time. Yeah, spread the support and we get more goodies. I'll be able to... Goods! That Scandinavian flick. I'm glad you're entertained. That's what we're going for. That's exactly what we're going for. That's exactly what we're going for. I'm going to get some water while this is finishing because my mouth is parched. I'm going to turn this towards you so you can see it. Hi, buddy. Wicked, do you want to say hi to all the internet people? Do you want to say hello? You want to say hi? Come on. Come on. Oh, good boy. Hi, everybody's. My name is Wicked. Oh. This is my podcast about rooting. I root my phone. Oh, shit. Oh. Okay. Good boy, buddy. Okay, cool. Are we done here? All right, we're done. Okay, so now we are going to heed the advice that we got. Let's boot into the system. We're going to heed the advice that we got from Chris here in the chat. Go ahead, buddy. Thank you, Jeremy. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Thank you. I enjoyed the air doc with that Swedish Valley girl. Oh my god, dude, that's so funny. We got his voice from a, like, oh, there we go. That's Lineage booting up. Nice. So this is going to take a minute. Yeah, no, Wicked's voice is it's like a combination of I guess, yeah, Swedish Valley girl and, what else? He's like, he talks like that because he's like, when we got him, we thought he was dumb. We thought he was like a dopey dog. But he's actually brilliant. So like at first he could only use a few words in a sentence, but like now he can do full sentences, but he's still got the dopey voice, you know? He's still got that like, oh duh, daddies. Daddy, feed me deadars. So yeah, Swedish Valley Girl is actually kind of close. That's really funny. I can't wait to tell Kate that. So the first boot is probably going to scare you shitless. It's okay. It's okay. It will take a minute, but it should boot. If it stays there for like longer than 20 minutes, half an hour or so, yeah, probably got an issue. But so as it sits right now, oh, it boot looped for you? Okay. So it very well may boot loop here for us, but that's okay. I'm going to just let it be for a minute. Let's see what else we can do to get ready. And yeah, like Jeremy said, we are over the hill now. We're over the hump. So this is the most of the hard part's done. Flashing that one file flashed all of the stuff that we needed on this device, except for Google Apps, which is what the Open Google Apps Flash is for. And that's because though Android is open source, in order for it to be considered an Android, or excuse me, hold on. Maybe I'm not explaining this well enough. I'm going to not explain this because I'm not convinced that I explain it well enough. I'm going to keep it in my head until I know it better than I know it now. What are you doing, kiddo? You getting comfy again? Good boy. Good boy. Want a treat? Stay there. I'm going to throw you a treat. No, back up. Go back up. Good boy. I keep treats right by my desk so that I can give him treats during the day. Boot loops. Ah! Alrighty. There you go, buddy. Good boy. Good boy. Alrighty. Average live duration. I think that's close, Drew. All right, let me give it a shot. So, Android is open source, yes, but in order to use Android, you must meet a certain amount of you have to follow certain rules, right? So in order to get things like Google Apps, you must follow certain rules. A custom ROM doesn't follow a lot of those rules. A custom ROM, that's the whole point, it's a custom ROM. They took an open source operating system, forked it off, did whatever they wanted with it. But where an OEM, this is where the paths divide, where an OEM would say, okay, well, we need to be able to sell this. We need to have Google Apps on it because people are expecting Google Apps on this device. We need Google to give us their blessing. So they have to follow certain rules in order to have access to Google Apps. These guys don't. Luckily, since Google Apps are APKs and other shit, there are teams, like, for example, OpenGApps, that will maintain images or flashing files for Google Apps for devices that are not officially sanctioned, so to speak. Yes, Devin, that's what I'm talking about. Those are the rules that I'm talking about. Google requires any Android device and any ROM to pass the CTS license agreement to ship with Google Apps, right? So since this is a ROM and it does not meet the CTS license agreement criteria, in order for you to get access to things like the Play Store, Gmail, any of the Google apps, they've got to be sideloaded, since they're not allowed to ship with Google Apps because it doesn't meet the set of criteria that Google set. There you go. Cool. Lineage. Here we are. We're here. We made it. So we are booted up. So the next thing you're going to see is we're going to just set it up really quick, and then we'll flash the Google Apps. We are in Central Time. Today's current date. Why isn't the first thing you're asking me to do connect to a network? Because the last thing I want to do right now is, there we go, set like the time manually, like a chump. Ooh, it's freezing, guys. Oh! Oh, it rebooted! It rebooted. It rebooted. Oh, thank you, Jean-Luc. Thank you. Hopefully that was like relatively clear. I didn't want to like get into it unless I had like a strong understanding, because I don't like I don't like spreading misinformation. But so I only really made it a few steps into the setup process before the device rebooted. But we'll see if that's a common occurrence. I'm just drinking my lunch here. I'm hoping Soylent will get their shit together and see my stream and sponsor me, because I drink Soylent for just about every meal during the day. So January 27th is today. Friday. Oh no, 2017. There we go. And it is currently 2:32. I don't know why you're making me do this, but okay. Next. Just a sec, we'll connect to the Wi-Fi network, and I won't show you my password. So I'm pretty sure that what I'm going to do is hand this off to my wife, because her Nexus 5X has been acting up like crazy. Let's set up a fingerprint lock here. Fingerprint and pattern. Cool. Should probably change my pattern given how many times I've shown it on camera, but I figure you'd have to have physical access to my device. And unless you're gonna like run into me, like I don't think it really matters, does it? Okay. So we've got a fingerprint set up. And we're good. We are started up, and if you take a look in here, you'll see there's no Google apps in here. None. Just the custom apps that come installed on Lineage OS. Okay? So, oh, you did, Chris. Extra gig of RAM and, oh really, the extra gig of RAM does help? Well, that's really good news, and maybe she'll just be really happy. I hope she's really happy with it, dude. So I'm going to hand this off to her while I troubleshoot with your 5X and futz around with it. Maybe install Lineage on that, too. I wonder how the camera app is in this. Okay, so now that we've got that installed, well, there's one more thing left to do. We're going to power this baby down. and then we're gonna boot back into recovery and do the same thing that we did before, but we're gonna use the other zip. Yeah, hers is really, really slow, dude. Like, it has not kept up well at all. Like, it stutters, it reboots on her, so that's great news, dude. That's really great to hear that because she tried this one at first, and she didn't care for the software, and I honestly, I can't say I blame her. I don't think the software is my cup of tea. I don't think that cloud storage is necessarily the way to go, and I don't think that's necessarily the right implementation of it. But I do really like what they're doing with hardware and as a company, so I support them. Okie dokie. SD card. Where the hell is it? Alright, well, I guess we gotta push it back over. ADD push. And we'll grab these open apps here, and we'll put it under SD card. The best thing about live streaming is, like, it's like hanging out with people, but I can fart as much as I want to. Like, you have no idea if it smells bad in here or not. None. I can do anything I want here. I can go in my living room and do something else. I could, like, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. No, not yet, Georgios. I would love a Robin successor, but 17% yet. Why is that one so big? My wife can't go back, dude. She really likes it. The thing that really sold her on it is when we sat down and I taught her Nova Launcher. Like, when she learned that not only could she make things exactly how she wanted them, that she could back them up so that they never had to change again. Yeah, she likes Android a lot now. Oh, that's great news, dude. I'm really happy to hear it. %. Sean, there's an entire Medium post, if you Google my name, that details a lot of things that were happening in my life around that time. The Robin, when I was reviewing the Robin, man, I really think that the Robin is a special device in many, many ways. This is an independent team that has decades of combined experience in the field, making a device independently as an independent OEM, not owned by another larger one. Okay, like, bear that in mind. OnePlus is owned by Oppo. Oppo also owns like 2 or 3 other companies. What's that? The Zook. The Zook phone is not an independent device. That's a Lenovo device. We have a few options for like upstarts, but I haven't seen a single company be as successful from an overall perspective as Nextbit has. Nextbit they nailed it on the branding, they nailed it on the device, they did a great job with the hardware. I think they could have picked a better camera, but I know that they're doing what they can. For such a small company to be as nimble as they are, to be as responsive with users as they are, like, I think it's just unprecedented. I've never seen anything like it before in the industry. So I would be thrilled to see something new come from them at Mobile World Congress. I would love to watch, to see a Batman. I said this in my review when I was closing out the review. I can't wait to see what the Batman to the Robin looks like from Nextbit. Like, if they can make a competitively priced premium device with only a few. What do you mean? OnePlus isn't a startup. OnePlus is not a startup. OnePlus behaves like a startup. They're a wholly owned subsidiary, but they're not a startup. They're owned by, I think it's Oppo. Yeah, Oppo. Pete Lau is their CEO. He's a young dude. And I think that OnePlus has been doing a lot of really good work, but Pete Lau started OnePlus as an offshoot of Oppo. They're wholly owned by Oppo. So yeah, I think better software support would be great. That's something that I hope that they're able to deliver, but I don't know if their team has grown. And the problem last year was their team was a little too small. Dude, I would love to see that device. No, Georgios, that's what I'm saying. He didn't leave Oppo. Like Oppo owns, like they handed him OnePlus. Like he worked at Oppo, and then they started another wholly owned subsidiary called OnePlus, still owned by Oppo, made him the CEO, but it's complete. Like Oppo owns them, so they operate independently, but they're wholly owned. And he left Oppo to start OnePlus, like to try and to break out of the Far Eastern market. Why haven't Microsoft come out with an Android phone? I agree, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I think that they're still trying really, really hard to make their thing work. Okay, ADB error write failed. Why? I need GApps on here, my man. Fast boot, flash. What happens if I just flash system? Can I just flash it from here? Are you going to work? What do you mean waiting for any device? Don't you talk to me like that. Oh, right, because we're not in fast boot anymore. Exactly, Johnny. Exactly. I do too, man. Windows Phone, I thought Windows Phone was one of the most exciting OSs when it came out, and I was hoping that Windows Phone 10 or Windows 10, whatever they're calling it, I wish that it were. Wait, oops. What's going on here? Shit, what did I do? Oh no. Terminate. Okay. New terminal window. Let's start over here. Okay. Waiting for any device. Poop. Smoky poopy. Yeah, so Zook is Lenovo's OnePlus. Lenovo made this other company called Zook, which is also the name of the device, and it's a OnePlus type device. It's interesting. The first Zook, I tried it last year. It felt fine. It felt like a great device, but it didn't have any US band support, and it didn't have. I couldn't do anything with it. Like it was useless. It was just a brick. Okay, fast boot devices. No, I'm in the wrong place. That's why. All right, so it sees the device. Maybe. How do I run the daemon? Fast boot flash. Okay. That's really weird, man. It keeps restarting. I'm so confused. Band 12 is really important though, dude. Like here in Chicago, this drives me nuts. here in Chicago, I'll wind up on band 4 most of the time. Which I think is a kind of a bummer because the fastest, I mean, like, the 4 is their bread and butter band, but 12 supports higher speeds by a large margin. So, if I'm not mistaken, shouldn't you just be on... You know what? Can I just mount this baby from here? Oh, wait, that's why it wasn't working, because I already booted and I didn't enable anything, did I? Yep, that's probably it. I forgot to do any of that shit. I am unlocking. Okay, there we go. That hadn't been enabled before. So let's do this again. Let's shut down. And we'll boot back into recovery, and then we'll give her another go. So anyway, I don't wind up on band 12 very frequently, and it's a bummer. It is a bummer. So, I don't know why, dude, but I can never get my Mac to see a mounted device. It says it's mounted and it says it's working, but I can never see it as a drive on my Mac. So let's, now that we've got ADB actually turned on, let's do an ADB push again. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick, so as soon as I start this transfer, I'm going to run to the restroom, and then I will return. Push this. Okay, that's going. I'll be right back. How are we looking? 100%. Very nice. All right, let's install this B. Install. That is exactly where I told you to be. Good job. You're on the SD card. No red. No red. Later, Jean-Luc. No red, no red. Looking good, looking good. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Ignore error 7, okay. Yeah, usually that's what I do. If it starts like any kind of smoke or anything like that, unless it's caught fire, I don't really sweat it too much. So let's see. I have a few cameras. Let's see. I think I can. What I want to do, I just need an adapter for my for my for my. Oh, dude, the audio sync seems better now, like much better now. I wonder if that delay that I put on it helped. It seems like it did. There's a 40 millisecond sync offset. Nice. So when I get an adapter for my camera, what I should be able to do, I'm going to test this now while this is flashing because I want to see what the latency is like over USB because this only works over USB with my camera for now. I think if I get an HDMI cable, it'll work. But what I want to be doing is doing like live streams with my real camera, which would let me do something like this. Live stream. Yeah. But I don't know how to get rid of this. I want this gone. I don't know if I can. Oh, the latency on that's outrageous. Oh, that won't work. That's a bummer, dude. That's a real bummer. That's a real bummer. So here, I'll show you really quick what I want to be able to do, but I don't think I can do it because it's just capturing a window. Yep. So this is what I would really like to be able to do, but you can see the latency is like out of control. Oh God. I really wish. Can I lock this? I don't ever want to move this. I want this to stay exactly where the hell it is forever. Order. I seriously, I can't lock it? There's gotta be a way to lock it. Properties? Ugh, it's annoying. Anyway, so this is what I really want to be able to do, is have a camera angle that looks like this. But I don't think I can do it until I get an AC adapter and an HDMI cable for this, because I want to be doing live shows like this from here. Almost done. Almost done. So that way I could do a live show, talk here, but like you can see the latency is like out of control, so it's not really doable right now. I need a better computer, I need more gear, I need all kinds of shit, unfortunately. Okay. Almost done, almost done. Yeah, for sure, dude. I don't want to buy a Mac for much of anything, except I'm trying to get into more design. So I've been teaching myself some Sketch, and Sketch is like the de facto app now for vector design for mobile, for web. So, like, it's so funny to me that like that's still one of the places where it's for creatives. But come on. Cool. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. We're getting there. We're at VR Talkback, so I think we're almost done. YouTube. Beautiful. Complete. All right, let's reboot that system. And then we should be able to just boot right into Lineage and be ready to go. Ready to roll. Yeah, I've built out a few PCs before. I've got one built in PC Part Picker right now that I think is like a good setup for me. Part of the problem is like a budget machine for me is not going to do the trick. A budget machine for me is just going to need to be replaced in a matter of months because I do live streaming, I do video editing, and things like that. So let's see. This is one of my part lists. No, that's not the one. So I've got a budget gaming comp here set up, but this is my ideal setup here. It's what I have the wish list for in the description down below. A Fantex Enthoo, Evolve case, an ATX case, a GTX 1080, just the one to start, the Asus GeForce Strix one, that was really nice. A terabyte solid state drive, some G-Skill RAM because I'm going to be gaming. This isn't like the most fancy Asus motherboard that you can get, but it's up there and it's a really good one. Like I want to make the investment, you know? I want to make the investment and like be able to have something serious that I can build on top of and swap parts out for, and that still puts me like almost $3,000, as you can see here. So, yeah, man, I love this case. It's a beautiful case. Shit. And I really just want to like get the parts so that I can do a PC build and like really get going. Because right now I'm really hampered by what I can actually do on the channel, by what hardware I have. But you got to feel the pain for a while before you fix it, in my opinion. It's lean startup thinking right there. There we go. Pixel Launcher. We've got Google Apps. Look at this. The default is Trebuchet, I think. Look at this. We're all set, man. Lineage is all set. Exciting. It's really exciting stuff. I'm not going to have... Ooh, wow, it's definitely stuttery. It's definitely quite stuttery, but I think it's just still kind of booting up. I think overall it should be okay. At least usable for... I think it's usable for a daily driver, from what I've heard, anyway. And that's it. And now you know how to flash your device. The settings, all that shit. It's all completely different for a bunch of different devices. Like sometimes, if you're flashing stock Android, you're gonna need to do some different stuff. You're gonna need to flash to radio. You're gonna need to flash a bunch of other things. But if you're just flashing a ROM, now you know how to do it. Now you know how to do it. Well, this I wiped everything. Yeah, I wiped literally everything. That's true, Chris. First boot, give it a minute. That's true. You're right. I know. I hear you. Cool. Damn, I'm stoked. I'm really stoked. I'm not going to put anything on this because I want to see if my wife wants to use it. She can just pop her SIM card in here. The only thing is she won't get full Project Fi coverage. She'll only be able to use T-Mobile. Project Fi, Casper Tech. who daddy is. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Guys, this was so much fun. This was so much fun. So much fun. Thank you all so much for coming. We've got a nice, big, happy group here today. I am not going to be streaming again for a little while. I'm actually going on vacation. My wife and I are going to Miami on Sunday. It's our first vacation together, basically ever. So I'll be gone, and then I should be streaming back again, I think, on Thursday. Let me see what I've got on the schedule here. Why don't I just throw it on the actual YouTube page now so I don't forget. What do we want to stream next week? So I've got a home screen roast scheduled for next week. I've got, home screen roast scheduled to shoot episode 3 on Wednesday next week on the 1st. So that's probably the next time I'll see you guys. Hope you have a great weekend. I might stream tomorrow some gaming stuff. It'll depend exactly how I'm feeling. Nice, Chris. Nice. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Check out the Patreon if you haven't. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. Live shows, live shows, live shows, live shows. I love live shows. Live shows are so much fun. And there's less stuff for me to edit then, too. Cool. All right. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Multiple camera angles. We've got a Nextbit Robin running Lineage OS. We did it. We're here. Hashtag we did it. Thanks again for watching. I'll catch you guys around the bend. I'm going to throw this VOD up right now. And let me know down below in the comments what other live things you want to see on the channel. Thanks, guys. See you soon. I'm still here. I'm trying to click stop streaming. It won't let me do it. Stop. Okay, hang on. I said bye. I feel like I just said bye, and now we're walking down the street in the same direction. Hang on. Hang on. I'm leaving. Okay, there we go. Here we go.